All right, hi everybody, and welcome to Quarantine Cafe. I am here right now with Jake McCurdy. So, how are you, Jake? Where are you at, and how's your quarantine going?
I'm super good, man. I'm in Kittery, Maine, and quarantine's been going well. Been trying to get out and ride my bicycle as much as possible, and I don't know, it's kind of nice. There's like a bunch of little tiny back roads and oceanside views that have been enjoyable, but I've been just writing and recording a ton. It's kind of been nice. Is that weird that it's been nice? I've enjoyed it.
No, that's like totally legit. So you've been well. Actually, no. We'll talk about this later. How about you tell me first a little bit about what you're about to play for us, and then I'll go into some music.
Yes, of course. So I've got a couple of new songs. There's an EP that I'm putting out by the end of the month, and some of them are definitely some breakup songs. But I've been doing a fair amount of writing with my buddy Alex Thomas or Alex Calabrese. He plays in Old Fox. We've been doing um, writing sessions every Monday and Thursday, like this whole time, which has been amazing to have that kind of regimented set time. So that's been really cool for sure. I don't remember what song I played first, but
You can just make it up. You can pretend that it's like a different song. You can be, oh yeah, it's that song. It's the one with the whistling, and then it just won't have whistling, and people will be confused.
perfect. Yeah, yeah. Well, like I'll just talk about all the songs that I haven't actually played.
Yeah, it's the one with the sitar.
Yeah, the sitar one. Oh, right. Yeah, I bought a sitar in quarantine and learned how to play it. Actually, I did buy a mandolin uh, to learn during quarantine, and I haven't touched it yet, so that's not good. But
Oh no.
I mean, I've learned a couple of chords, but I should be spending some more time on that for sure. All right, this tune's called "Breathe It In." Well, 16 days, and I'm in mourning. I got my black suit, and I've been phoning in my weekends. Yeah, I've been working just to bury myself again. I can't fight it, fight this feeling. Something good can come from this. Oh, I can't fight it, fight this feeling. A new day dawning. To get up out of bed and breathe it in the morning. I taste that freedom on my tongue. I keep it deep into my lungs. I breathe it in the morning. Change my black suit for a blue one. Good goddamn, I got a new one. Breathe it in. But I'm not dead yet. At least I think so. I know something hopeful's coming. Feels like miles and miles to go before I get there. And if I get there, will I know it? I'm trying to catch my breath and breathe it in the morning. And taste that freedom on my tongue. Take it deep into my lungs. I breathe it in the morning. I tease my black suit for a blue one. Good goddamn, I got a new one. Breathe it in. I breathe it in. Just like dust between my lungs. You coughed for days and still you clung. I breathe it in. I breathe it in. The sweetest breath of freedom comes. I'm out the door and free to run. I breathe it in the morning. I taste the freedom on my tongue. Take it deep into my lungs. I breathe it in. I breathe it in. I change my black suit for a blue one. Good goddamn, I got a new one. Breathe it in the morning. Breathe it in. Change that freedom in my lungs. I take it deep into my lungs. I breathe it in. Breathe it in. I change my black suit for a blue one. Good goddamn, I got a new one. Breathe it in. This one's called Werewolf. Werewolf, werewolf, werewolf stare. Look in her eyes, beware, beware. She's ready to show, but the moon isn't full. She's already changed and we'll never know. Were we supposed to be till death do us part? Now have we been rearranged? It's tangled and lunar right from the start. And I'm not the one who said that we'd change. A werewolf, werewolf, werewolf stare. Like it on stone, wrestle and tear. Devour the moments that I still remain. All I have left is the blood in my veins. Were we supposed to be till death do us part? But now have we been rearranged? It's tangled and lunar right from the start. And I'm not the one who said that we'd change.
Okay, and we're back with Jake McCurdy. So can you tell us a little bit about the first song that you played?
Yeah, so Breathe It In is a kind of a happy sad song, but it's mostly about trying to let's see. It's a song that like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel as far as like getting over past experience, and you're like, wow, I think I'm so close to being there. It's going to be great once I'm there. But really, the song is more about like, oh, you're actually already there. You've already made it, and that's why this is happening. If that makes sense. I think I explained it the way that I meant to.
Yeah, that does kind of make sense. So you talked a little bit about how you have an EP coming out by the end of the month. Is that like new stuff or like old new stuff, or like have you been recording that over quarantine? Like,
Yeah. So I managed to get the drums and bass and keys on before everything shut down. I think that was
nice,
back in like February that it got tracked. But they're all new songs. They've all been written since January. And yeah, so mostly I'm just finishing up vocals and guitars, and then I'm going to send off for some cello and violin parts, and then it should be ready. So I'm pretty stoked for that.
sweet. So how do you do the cello and violin? Or do you write the arrangements yourself, or are you just asking them to like come up with something? Or
Yeah, I mean, the cellist that I play with for my cover band, the Dapper Gents, is the cover band. We do a bunch of weddings and stuff, but Danny Rand is the name of the cellist, and he just has an amazing brain for just making up the best things that you could never think of. So
cool.
I just let kind of do his thing and see what happens. The fiddle player doesn't know that I'm going to ask them to play yet, so we'll see how that goes. But normally, I don't know. I think with a lot of the recording that I've been doing for these songs, I kind of just want to send it out to them, have them do a couple takes, and see what comes out of it, and then I can kind of pick and choose through. But I'm not. I don't know how to write charts or anything like that, so cool. I would never know how to write them the parts.
No, that's great though. I mean, like it's always interesting to hear like the process, because a lot of people do it like a ton of different ways, you know, like, and like I've like done it a ton of different ways, like depending on what the project is and like what's required of it, and like, you know what I mean? Like I always thought it was.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of different ways to go about it. That sometimes I'll have an idea of what the part should sound like, but for the most part, it's just like, let's just see what you hear, and then I'll see if I.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I love that. That's like the rock band method. Like I feel like all the best rock bands are kind of like that. Like everybody sort of like comes up with their own parts.
Right.
And in a weird way, like
right.
because of that, everything sounds more organic, you know? Like
Totally. Yeah, like I don't want to be like, you have to play this specific melody the whole time. Like, I don't know. I feel like they should have. They're the ones that are good at their instrument, so they know what sounds good, you know?
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I knew how to play the right notes on the cello, then I'd just do it. I'd do it myself.
Yeah, fair, true.
Call it out. Here we go. I'm not a runner, but I know how to get there. Just chasing pavement till it feels like enough. Follow my heart until my soul's going threadbare. Wheels off the axle while I spoke off the cuff. I'm calling out. I'm calling out. I'm calling out. I'm calling out. Not cutting corners, but I'm clicking my heels now. I know my home is right where I ought to be. Home is the place where my love sets her heart down. Home is the face that leaves me shaking at the knees. I'm calling out. I'm calling out. I'm calling out. I'm calling out. I wouldn't trade it for the world, no matter how far. I'd walk the desert if you swear to be my spring. You are my compass in a place without a North Star. You're my oasis when there's nothing left to drink. But I'm calling out, calling out, calling out. Calling out, 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 calling.
So you got a mandolin, but you haven't touched it. So why did you get the mandolin? What did you know?
Yeah, a friend. So a friend of mine he lives out in Philly. He plays the mandolin and is like an amazing player. And there was an open mic that we played last year, and I like
met
invited him to.
him.
Yeah, Adam Monaco. So I think
Yeah,
he might
yeah,
have
yeah.
been
Yep.
at this mic, and I was like, "Oh, do you want to like come up and play on one of my songs?" And he was like, "Sure." And so he's like, "Well, you're already up here. Why don't you play guitar on this first one?" And I was like, "Okay, manageable." And then the second song that he plays, he's like, "So I only know how to play the guitar on this one, so you should just play the mandolin." And I was like, "What? What? How's that?" So I was like, "Whatever, we'll just figure it out." And we swapped it out, and I was able to just kind of find a lead melody part
Yeah.
on it, and I was like, that was kind of fun and easy. So maybe I should just buy one. And I don't know. I sat down once I figured out that we would have at least a month of not going anywhere. I was like, well, I could probably, this is the time to buy a mandolin and see if I can't figure out how to play it. So,
Nice.
in like the first day that it came in, I learned like 4 chords. And I was like, this is going to be great. And then I haven't touched it since then. But that's because I'm trying to focus on recording, and I've been writing a ton too. I've been doing a lot of other co-writing sessions with people just on like Zoom and things like that, and it's been super fun, really enjoyable.
Cool. Can you tell me a little bit more about that, like about co-writing with people? So you mentioned that you've been co-writing with Alex Calabrese and some other people. How's that process been? Did you do a lot of that before quarantine started?
Yeah, so like in January and February, I just started reaching out to any musicians that I knew just to see if they wanted to co-write, because I was just interested in the experience.
Yeah.
And one of the first people that I ended up working with was Alex, and it worked really well. And I was like, wow, this is dope. I should just do this with everyone and see what happens. And some relationships work better than others, of course. But with Alex, there's just like we kind of just filter each other's work in a specific way that works well. I tend to be a little bit more like pop and like look for the hooks and tend to be more straightforward with my lyrics, which I don't always like. And he's able to like twist them around and make them, prettier, or just like more expressive. And but I found that once you put things through the two of our filters, that you get something that's really enjoyable. And there's definitely a good crew of people that I've been working with that it's very similar like that too. But there are other writing sessions where it's more like, okay, they have this song and I'm helping them craft the song for them. Cool. And you have to kind of step into their shoes and see what they're feeling and talking about. And so that's been really cool. It's a really cool experience for sure. But Jordan Birak is a buddy of mine, and he and I have been working on this song called "Dance with the Devil," and it's definitely it's definitely his song. But there's some lines where I'm like, oh, this would work really well for what pertains to the song, and some melodic stuff, and it's really fun. It's super fun to just be a part of that creative experience. Because I don't know, I feel like when I try and write by myself, it's the same thing over and over, and you almost feel like you write down a line, and you're like, nope, that's terrible, and you delete it. But the way that I normally write is you have like a Google Doc open, so the other person can see what you're typing as you're typing it, and you're like, that was terrible, I'm going to get rid of it. And they're like, no, that was good, and they like bring you up, which is good.
Yeah, it's good to have another like set of eyes and ears, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it goes back to what you were saying about like with your cello player, like you can, you know, if you have an instrumentalist, it's nice to like collaborate with other people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's super helpful having another set of eyes and ears on something, because they're going to hear something different than you do, and then when they play it for you or whatever, it's probably going to be good, you know.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Cool. Yeah, it's good. It's cool to hear that like musicians are still collaborating with each other, even though like we can't really like get in the same room, you know.
Yeah, I mean, going back to me being like, I've been enjoying quarantine, and that's the only reason why, is because there's so much of this virtual interaction. I think if it was just me sitting here in the studio by myself day in and day out and not interacting with people, I think I would definitely be going crazy for sure. Yeah. So, and like that, between that and the bike rides, I would go insane.
Turn your love way up, turn up your love. Turn your love way up, turn up your love. I used to think that love was what we saw in the movie screens. We're all lost playing extras in the background scene, giving into that backdrop, though as fake as it seems. I still turn my face of pain every day more beautiful than my dreams. So turn your love way up, turn up your love. Turn your love way up, turn up your love. Turn your love way up, turn up your love. Turn your love way up, turn up your love. I got a friend named Laura in that town called Love. Played a song on the radio, I give it all for enough. We talked in the moonlight as the stars fell above. The radio played until we had nothing but love. So turn your love way up, turn up your love. Turn your love way up, turn up your love. I'll turn your love way up, turn up your love. I'll turn your love way up, turn up your love. Her love on the radio, and I can't get enough. Her love on the radio, and I can't get enough. Her love on the radio, and I can't get enough. Her love on the radio, and I can't get enough. So turn your love way up, turn up your love. Turn your love way up, turn up your love. Turn your love way up, turn up your love. Turn your love way up, turn up your love.
Is there anything else that you want to say to the audience before we end the interview?
Like, hi Mom, hi Dad. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you guys enjoy the songs. I'm really excited to release the EP too after it's done. So we have, like, Alex and I wrote 15 songs in the last month, so there's just like a bunch of material ready to come out. So I'm excited to share it with you guys.
Cool. Thank you so much. That was Jake McCurdy, and my name is Callum, and we will see all you guys again tomorrow at noon.